Welcome back to TGGL. Here we're starting with a lightweight division. We have Bill Lee from Levitate Jiu Jitsu versus Tyler Whittreich from Tackle Jiu Jitsu. This is both of their very first match in the league. Bill immediately going for a guard pull, looking for a leg entanglement. Tyler passing. Our stand pretty aggressive. Bill trying to get his base back. Get some frames in there. Tyler doing a good job. Keeping him on his back, on the ground, flattening him out. Bill electing to sit back down. Perhaps he knows that Tyler is a wrestler. Maybe he feels confident with the leg entanglements. Tyler looking for a head and arm choke. Might be a Darce. Now it's just a side ride. Looks like he's re-engaging for a head and arm choke. He's got some pressure on that chin. Yep, we got a tap. Looks like it might have been an arm bar though. But either way, great job, Tyler. Next up, we got Luke and Tyler. They're up against each other in a tackle versus tackle match. This might actually be the first tackle versus tackle match we've had in the league. Both of them kitted out in the same rash guard. Good little tie up. Tyler going for a takedown. Try to get an arm bar, standing back up. This one's an interesting match because both of these guys are pretty familiar with each other's games. We got Luke getting a takedown of his own. You can tell these guys are both from tackle because they're both just keeping up such a crazy pace, and they're not afraid to wrestle or dig in for some submissions on the ground. A little bit of biased commentary there. Tyler looking for an arm drag or a Russian tie. Tyler staying on him, not giving Luke a chance to set up a takedown of his own. Tyler going for that inversion to an armbar, uses it to get a reversal into a scarf hold, and looks like we're gonna go for a shoulder lock. Nice job, Tyler. That's 2 submission wins, which in the TGGL is 24 points. Right now, Tyler is definitely in the lead, but that's not to say that somebody can't tie up with him in this first week. Here we have Marty versus Luke. Again, 2 guys from tackle. Now, Marty also has some full circle credentials, so he's a newer addition to the tackle team. Going for some tie-ups. Luke coming fresh off of that match from Tyler. Marty, yet another guy not afraid to wrestle. There's Luke just trying to maintain that space. Marty doing a good job, kind of staying in a mid-range tie-up, not getting too far in and crowding, but also kind of staying back far enough so that he might be able to circle out himself. But a little too far to go for that ankle pick. It is Marty sticking with it. Luke trying to get a guillotine. Luke doing a good job with his frames, not being active on bottom. And here we have the action pausing just because we're trying to keep them in a 30 by 30 circle if we can. And we're back. Luke being extremely active on the bottom, looking for some sort of arm isolation. Marty doing a good job keeping it tight. Just trying to see if he can open up that guard. Good decision to stand back up. Luke sees the takedown and uses it to get a top position. Luke going for an anaconda, it looks like. There it is. Marty, look at this pace. Look at that. Marty not willing to accept getting back in a guard. Marty doing a really good job with his side control retention. The way he has that arm trapped, looking for a submission of his own up, but then Luke manages to get his own half guard back. You see Luke going back for that guillotine. Can't quite get his arm underneath Marty's chin. Marty finds himself in a familiar position that is Luke's guard. Marty's looking to build up his base. He's got to get his arms out of Luke's ironworker hands. There we are. There's a pass. Luke went to grab the leg, but wasn't quite able to. Both of these guys do pretty physical jobs. Marty being a firefighter and Luke being a carpenter. Luke famously has the second tightest grip in the gym, second only to Alex Hem, but Alex Hem is a 220-pound behemoth of a man, and Luke is in the lightweight division, so be afraid of his grips. Marty again with a good takedown. Luke looking to isolate that arm. See if we get a little bit of a zoom in, and we're right back to it. This seems to be the position where both of them find themselves in just based on their style. But you can see that they're slowing down a little bit. Still a pretty intense pace, especially this deep into the round. As a reminder, TGGL rounds are 6 minutes. All submissions are legal. There it is, Marty jumping for a triangle. Luke using that to get on top for himself. Marty is not accepting it though. Marty gets right back. Marty's looking to stand up. Oh, gets a takedown of his own. Luke's locking up that guillotine. Oh, and he got it. A little premature on the winner slide, but we got there. Great job. That was a phenomenal back and forth match right up into the submission. And here we have it, Bill versus Marty. Bill going right back to that guard. Now, both of these guys had the opportunity to see each other compete, so Bill's probably well aware Marty's looking for that takedown, looking to do some sort of blast double or slide by. Bill definitely is a guy that's going to look for some sort of leg entanglements. He'd be good to pull down on any of that posture, or rather breaking Marty's posture. Marty gets the first pass. Marty doing a good job using his shoulder to turn the chin of Bill Lee away. Bill needs to turn and face Marty. Yep, there it is. Good. Maybe get that bottom knee in between them to establish some sort of frame. Marty walking his legs up. Really good shoulder pressure from Marty. Now we saw this in the match right before this with Marty versus Luke, Marty has a really good job knowing when to advance to north-south and then to the other side of side control. Like Marty's going for a head and arm. Nope. Was content trying to take the back, but he's going to play it safe. Right back at a head and arm position from Turtle. Got a couple options here. He can just try to take the back. He can go for a Darce, an Anaconda choke. Bill hunkering down, protecting his arms, tries to Granby out of it. Marty's keen. Goes right back into side control. Marty really grinding Bill out here on top, making him feel his weight.
Halfway through the round.
That Marty getting right past again, past both knees, good pressure. At this point, you got to think Bill's got to start being a little bit more aggressive, maybe scooting himself under in guard. Here we go. Maybe we're going to see that. So Bill sticking with his guard strategy. Really needs to see like a 2-on-1 on the arm, try to bring him down, maybe get under him to go for a leg entanglement. Marty immediately passing, going right back to that top turtle position. Head. Going for that back attack again. Couldn't quite get it. Yeah. I think Bill's going to have to work on his frames for his guard so that he doesn't get smashed fast again. Marty taking mount. Controlling his posture, going for an Americana. Maybe he could straighten that out to just a traditional armbar. Bill's able to explode out of it. Now they're standing. Marty going for his pass again. This late into the round, you'd have to think both guys have to be hunting submissions, but Bill a little bit more so just because Marty has had top position for over half the match at this point. It's kind of the impetus is on Bill now to be a little bit more active, but you can see he's starting to feel that.
27 seconds.
Marty may be pulling back a little bit. Doesn't want to put himself in unnecessary danger at this point. Goes for his pass. Still working on it. Here we go. Marty going for a pass at the end. Short on time.
All right, time.
Yeah, that goes to time. Marty, by unanimous decision, takes the lead. Fantastic job to these competitors.